Hey Awaken friends, Chris here, and welcome to your flow. This is a fun little sequence that I've put together because I am in one of the most spectacular locations in the world. I'm at Club Med Tomamu, and the lovely people here have closed their most spectacular bar to let me record this fun flow. I feel like I'm in a Disney movie with the snow flowing down and lights twinkling around. So I just wanted to create something that's reminiscent of that and get us into this fun and dynamic movement. If you're not warmed up, please do a warm up. I'll do a couple little movements to get you connected. But if you're really, really tight or stiff or it's the start of your day, you may want to jump into another playlist. And with that, if you don't already subscribe, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, comment on this video so that we can create more and you can be connected with more from us. So when you're ready, let's come down to hands and knees. If you know any of my videos, you know this is where I always like to start. Hands and knees, and let's just bring a bit of movement in here. Rolling of our shoulders, rolling of our wrists, heels coming back towards our bum. Just bringing a bit of fun movement here as we connect in and feel our body. Is there some movement in our wrists? Is there a little bit of stiffness around there? Do they need to move to the side a little bit? Do they need to point backwards? Or maybe stretch them out in a little bit different way? Where is there a little bit of tightness? Where does your attention need to be in your body today? And after a couple of nice, fun, dynamic movements, maybe coming back to more of a static, still position and bringing your chest open and outward here. And then exhale as you round and dome that spine up to the sky. Inhale, coming bright and forward. And exhale, doming that spine up. Maybe just a couple of movements here. So we just bring some space and movement through our body. When we come back to a still position on tabletop, and we're really feeling that breath moving in through our nose and out through our nose, let's bring our right foot back to the back of the mat and drop the inner arch down to the ground and lift our right hand up to the sky to this nice supported side plank. Exhale, right hand down to the ground, bringing the right knee back. Let's bring the left foot to the same position, dropping that left inner arch down as we raise our left hand up to the sky. Bringing that chest open and bright, and left hand down to the ground. Arriving back into our nice, strong tabletop position, feeling strength coming up through our shoulders, through our back. And let's bring our right heel back to the back of the room, right toes pointing down towards the ground. Just gaze back to make sure that it's pointing in the right space. And then bring your left hand out to the front of the room and hold for a moment. And let's tiger curl those in. Knee to elbow, let them touch. Then exhale, opening back out. Inhale as we bring in, and exhale. All the way out, hands down to the ground. And just dial back into your breath here. Nice inhale, nice exhale. Feel that connection. Left foot floats up to the back of the room. Heel raised high. Gaze back. Make sure those toes are pointing down to the ground and your heel isn't too high, isn't too low. Everything's in alignment with your hip. Right hand moving out to the front of the room. And tiger curl in one time. Elbow and knee touch. Exhale, moving forward. And then elbow and knee come into touch. And exhale, coming forward. And then left knee down to the ground. And arriving back into our tabletop position. Tucking the toes here. Let's do something that's a little bit of fun, a little bit dynamic. Can we lift the knees off the ground and hover? Hover for a moment. Feel your feet activating, feel those toes stretching, and then bring your chest forward into that cow position. And exhale into a dome. Inhale back, open your chest, and this time lift the hips up to the sky and come up into a downward facing dog. And breathe here. Bringing those heels down to the ground, bit of movement through your elbows and your knees. Maybe a nice, generous, gentle bend in those knees to preserve that lower back. And bringing your tailbone, focusing on that to move towards the sky, towards the back of your room, and heels gently moving towards the ground. And then coming up to the balls of your feet, and let's hop, skip, teleport to the top of your mat. Keeping your feet hip distance apart. Let's just gently fold over our legs, keeping a nice bend in our knees to preserve that lower back. Grab the elbows, and let's just ragdoll a little bit, moving around, feeling into the space, and then finding a bit of stillness And centering in. And just exhale. And inhale. In one movement, roll that spine, vertebra by vertebra, as we arrive back up. Fingertips touch. Bring our hands down to heart center and open up into our mountain pose. Feels pretty special to be doing a mountain pose in the Japanese mountains with this much snow scattered everywhere around. Inhale, hands float up to the sky. And exhale, we fold forward, offering ourselves down to the ground. Inhale, fingertips land just in front of the feet, and then step back to a plank pose. We arrive into the strong plank pose. If this is too much, please bring your knees down to the ground. Otherwise, hold here for a moment. Hold. Feet moving towards the back of the room, and then gently, graciously, slowly lower to the ground. Elbows coming past our chest, and arrive. Pressing into our hands gently, let's raise up into a cobra. And exhale down to the ground. Hands coming outside the mat. Raise up into a raised cobra. And exhale down. Hands coming underneath our shoulders, tucking those toes, back up through plank, hinge at the hips, and arrive into your downward facing dog. And breathe in here. Inhale and exhale. Connecting to your moment. Set your intention for this flow. For anything you want to bring into being, anything you want to focus on, anything that is a focus to you at the moment. I find anything I set as an intention during a flow generally comes into being, it manifests. It's part of my strategy, part of my plan. It's probably why I do so much yoga. Coming to the ball of your left foot, right foot floats up to the sky. And a knee coming in up into your chest. And bringing your right toes up to your right thumb. And let's just rest here for a moment in this nice long lunge. Breathe open into our chest. And the left knee comes down to the ground and raise up into an Anjane, an Ardha Anjaneyasana, a lowered crescent lunge. And exhale, we're going to bring our hips back over our heel as we untuck the left toes. Right toes come up to the sky and just folding forward over our right knee. Hands coming down, breathing as we move forward, tucking the toes and lifting the knee off the ground into an elevated runner's lunge and just stretch in here. And exhale, left knee down, untuck those left toes, moving back over for another stretch. Hands moving forward, right foot coming down to the ground, tucking the left toes again, lifting the left knee off the ground, and this time bring the hands with you and rise up into an Anjaneyasana. Now you may bend your left knee a little bit here. That might be perfectly fine because it helps preserve the lower back. If not, straighten the leg and go to whatever position feels good for you. Exhale, hands coming down to the ground. Right foot comes back to left. We're back in our plank pose. And we're going to slowly lower to the ground. Elbows come past the ribs and arrive into our cobra position. You may this time press up into an up dog if you're ready for it. Thighs coming off the ground. And then rolling over the toes and come back into our downward facing dog. And breathe in here. Inhale and exhale. Take this time for you, this joy in between movements, to find the stillness in your mind, in your body. Coming to the ball of the right foot, left foot floats up to the sky, left knee comes up into the chest, and left foot comes up to the left thumb. We're going to open into this nice runner's lunge, stretching forward, chest open and bright here, and then right knee comes down to the ground, and we raise up into our Ardha Anjaneyasana, and bring those fingertips closer to the sky. Try and touch the snow clouds above me. And then hands coming down to the ground. And we're going to sit back, our bum back to our heel as our left toes come up to the sky. You may lower the forehead or keep it just stretching back. Feel that in the hamstring. And then left foot down to the ground. Tuck those right toes. Lift that right knee up and stretch open. Again. Right knee down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Sitting back. And just really feel into the stretch. And left foot down. Tucking the right toes. Lifting that leg to straight and raising your hands up. And coming back into your Anjaneyasana, maybe with a bent knee here, which preserves your lower back, gives you a straighter spine, whichever way works for you. And then hands coming down, framing that left foot back to right, and we're back in our plank pose. Holding here, strength here. Heels moving to the back of the room, and let's lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then arrive. And press up into your cobra, or raise all the way up into your upward dog, rolling over the toes. Come back to a downward facing dog, and breathe here. Connect back into your breath. Inhale and exhale. And then coming to the ball of your left foot, let's raise that right foot back up to the sky. And we're going to bring that right foot up to the right thumb and drop the left heel and open into a warrior 2. And float here. Your right knee is moving over your right ankle. We're feeling the outer edge of our left foot pushing into the ground. And then flip the right palm and float back. And your gaze may follow your fingers, or you may gaze up to the sky. Whatever feels good to you. Find your drishti, find your focal point, and then flow back to warrior 2. Flipping both palms, let's flow up, straightening the right leg, fingertips touch into a flying warrior. And exhale, opening back to our warrior 2. Flipping the right palm, flow back to reverse warrior. And then bringing the right elbow down to the right knee, let's open up into side angle pose. And then one movement flowing back into a reverse warrior. And then hands coming down to frame the right foot. Right foot back to left, back in plank. Hold for a moment. Knees will come down. Forearms will come down and we'll lift up. Straight away into our up dog or cobra, whatever works for you. And roll over the toes and back to downward facing dog. And breathe in here. Connect into your body. Feel every cell coming alive. Feel everything in sync with you. Come into the ball of the right foot. Left foot floats up to the sky. Bring that knee up through our chest. Left toes come up to our left thumb. Opening our foot, right foot to 90 degrees. And flow up into our warrior 2. Hands coming out from the shoulders. Shoulders rolling back and down. Feel the outer edge of your right foot gripping into your mat or the ground. And then flip your left palm and flow back to a warrior 2. Sorry, reverse warrior. And then come back to warrior 2. Flipping both palms. Let's fly up. Flying warrior, left leg straightens. And then open back to our warrior 2. Left hand flips again. Flow back to reverse warrior. Gaze maybe following the fingers or looking up. And then left elbow comes down to left knee and open up into a side angle pose. Feel the strength here. Feel the length of your line. And exhale, one movement back to reverse warrior. And then hands come round, framing each other. Frame that left foot back to right. And we're back in plank. Hold for a moment. Knees will come down. Forearms come down, lifting up into an upward facing dog and rolling over the toes and back into our downward facing dog. And breathe here. Connect in. Feel your arms, feel your legs, feel everything working together in unison to take you on this journey. And then coming to the ball of the left foot, right foot will float up to the sky. Right knee coming up into the chest. And right toes coming up to the right thumb, pivoting open. We're going to flow up and into our warrior 2. Flipping that right palm, flow back to reverse warrior. Gaze is following the fingertips or up to the sky. And then fly back to your warrior 2. Feel the strength of your warrior here. Feel yourself grounding in. Flip both palms and fly that warrior up. Feel light, feel bright. Feel connected into this space. Open back up to warrior 2. Flip that palm and reverse that warrior. Feel this nice dynamic movement. The energy just flowing through your body. And this time flowing through as we bring our right knee to the right elbow. Opening up. Now, if you have the space, you can bring your right hand down to the ground. Here. If a bind is part of your practice, you can bring a hand, the left hand behind you, moving down towards your hip, and you can drop the right elbow a bit lower and reach underneath and grip in. I'll do this from the other side in a second so you can see both sides. This is what it looks like backwards. Probably should have done it forwards. This works too. And bringing our hands down to frame our right foot back to left. And we're back in plank pose. Knees come down, forearms come down, and lifting up to upward facing dog. I'm just watching all the snow come off the roof and the trees. It's quite amazing. And rolling over the toes. And coming back to downward facing dog. I honestly feel like this is a Disney movie and I'm waiting for Bambi or some animal to come running out through the trees. It's just amazing. Coming to the ball of the right foot. Left foot floats up to the sky. Left knee comes up and left foot comes up to our left thumb. Opening that right foot to 90 degrees and flow open into your warrior two. And hold here. Feel that strength. Feel your warrior gripping in. Feel your inner warrior coming out. Flipping the left palm, flow back to reverse warrior. And then come back to our warrior two. Flipping both palms, let's flow up. Straightening the left leg to our flying warrior. And exhale as we come back to our warrior two. Flipping the left palm, flow back. Reverse warrior again. So many reverse warriors. And this time as we flow forward, left knee, left elbow, open to side angle. And we're strong and open here. If you've got the range and you're looking forward, drop the left hand down to the ground. And if you want the bind, bringing the right hand behind the back. And your left knee, your left knee and your left shoulder will be in alignment or quite close to each other. Your left elbow will come lower, reach underneath, and you may have the range for the bind. And gaze up, gaze straight, gaze wherever, and hold. Don't forget to breathe. And exhale, bring your hands down, frame that left foot back to right. Back to plank pose. Hold for a moment. Heels moving to the back of the room. Knees come down, forearms come down. Lifting up. And into our upward facing dog. And exhale. Flowing back to downward facing dog. And take a moment to breathe. Coming to the balls of your feet. Knees will come to the ground. Untuck the toes. And sit back to your heels. To a hero's pose. Take a moment to breathe in here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then hands down just in front of your knees. Let's tuck the toes and sitting back up. Dropping the heels down and just raising yourself up to stand. And come to the center of the mat. Let's take one fun movement here, which seems quite nice and quite picturesque to do this type of space and scenery, and I hope the energy comes through. But let's move through a dancer's pose. And for dancer's pose, I want you to start with your right foot into the mat, finding the best angle so that you can see me move here. Right foot grounding down into the mat. And let's bring our energy up as we raise our left knee out in front of us. Then we want to bring our left foot up behind. And we're going to, using our left hand, flip that. If you take it in front of you, flip it around so you can reach in and grab your left ankle from the inside. And we're holding here, it's balance. Bringing our right hand up above our head. So we've got this nice long position. Now with dancer's pose, I want you to just start to move, or I invite you to move, so that your chest is broad and forward. This isn't about going straight down parallel to the ground. It's keeping it forward, keeping your hand here as we begin to move. Maybe a micro bend in your right knee if you often hyperextend. We keep ourselves forward as we just raise and counterlever our left foot to the sky, pointing those toes. If you're looking for more and you want to move further and deeper, you are welcome to. But this is not a position you have to go really low in to feel its benefit, to feel its balance, to feel its stabilizing energy through your body. And exhale, bending that right knee. Coming up, bringing the left knee up into your chest. Let's just hug it one time and release it down. That feels good. Shake it out, shake those hips, get some movement back in. Feel connected to your space. I'm seriously waiting for an animal to run out through there. It's just amazing. Let's come to the other side. Bring our left foot grounding into the ground. Let's grip and feel that energy coming up. Let's feel these snowy mountains driving energy up so you're as strong as them. Hips in alignment, chest in alignment. Feel that length. Bring our right knee up, right hand goes out. Flip that palm so it faces outward. Bring that right palm underneath and grip your inside of your right ankle. Left hand comes up to the sky, and we're moving your chest forward. Moving. Gentle bend in your left knee if you hyperextend or need that. And as you move forward with your chest, keeping that space so you can feel that nice cantilever movement. If you want to go to the full extension and you have the range and you're not getting wobbly, then go for it. It's up to you. One side will be easier than the other generally. One side has more balance. One side's probably used more than the other. My left side is nowhere near as strong as my right side. And then exhale, coming up. Right knee into chest, right foot down to the ground. Shake it out. Shake it all out. Feel that energy coming out. And center in. When you're ready, come and join me down on the mat. Sitting down straight away, feet out to the long edge of the mat. And arrive into your moment of stillness, a moment of space. Nice long length through the spine, through your chest. Breath in, and then leaning forward. Just leaning forward. Forward and down a little bit, hands arriving on the ground. Take a breath here. Inhale, another breath up. And with each breath and inhale, let's get a little bit longer, a little bit higher. And exhale, come a little bit further forward. And inhale this time, bring hands up to the sky. And exhale, hands coming out, keeping them in alignment with your spine, with your neck, and just leaning forward so you're reaching out a little bit further. If this is too much, bring your hands down to the ground. But reach, feel that length, feel that strength. And then hands will come down to the ground. And just feel this. If you have a full pancake extension and you can get all the way down to the ground, go for it. This isn't about moving into your deepest position. This is about releasing hips, hamstrings, those connecting muscles. Really join up to our hips there. They can become quite tight, especially with lots of sitting and our movements. Take a deep inhale. Feel it all the way through your chest. And exhale. And inhale coming up. Let's bring our hands up to the sky, framing over our right foot and folding forward here. Now you can touch your toes if that's in your range, grip your foot, hands on the ground, wherever's good for you. And I would like you to keep your chest just in alignment. And I invite you here just to let your neck release. Just release and go to wherever feels good for you. And inhale up, hands coming up to the sky, twisting over to your left foot and folding down. And again, if you can touch the toes, great. Grip the foot, great. Hands to the ground is perfectly fine. Feel your chest moving, though, towards your left leg into alignment here. And exhale. And inhale up. Right foot comes back around to your left. And let's just slowly lower down to the ground. Grip on to underneath your thighs. And just lower down to the ground. Heels coming out to the edges of your mat. Let's bring our right knee up into our chest, tucking that up into our right shoulder, maybe bringing your left foot closer to the corner of your left side of your mat, and then bringing your right knee over, right hand up to the sky. Let your right knee come down first. Don't move your right hand yet. Now, if your right knee doesn't touch the ground, that's great. That's fine. That's normal. Just tuck your toes behind your knee and let it sit here. And then when you're ready, bring your right hand down to the ground and gaze over your right fingers. Take a deep inhale here and exhale. And then bring your right hand up to the sky, knee back into the chest, right knee extends. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Left knee in, right foot out to the outside of the mat. And let's bring our left hand up, left knee coming over, tuck it behind if it doesn't touch the ground. When it touches the ground, bring the left hand behind you. And the reason we move right side first, always stretching right side first, right twist first, in yoga practice, is it helps with your indigestion. It moves your digestive system and digestive tract around. And so by doing right side and left side, often just helps with anything that's going on down there. It's very good, makes you feel good. And exhale, in and out with that knee. and landing on the ground. Hands coming down, palms facing the ground or up to the sky, whatever feels good to you, and just land in your moment, in your space. Take a nice centering breath in and breath out. Stay here for a moment, just breathing and connecting into this space. I find with yoga practices, there's a magic moment that happens somewhere along the wonderful connected flow. And in that moment, I connect into myself. Everything falls away. And this euphoria and this sense of grace and ease and amazement comes over me. And that's why I come back to the mat and to my practice every day. I hope you found that along your way today. I hope you find that in this moment as you just let your nervous system reset. You take this time for you. You've given yourself the gift of time and space for yourself today. I thank you for joining me in this wondrous, almost Disney animated picture location. I thank the people at Club Med Tomamu for letting me use this space tonight. Thank you again for that. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.